welcome, loud thinkers. When we grow up, not many of us are clear of what we want to do or who we want to be. Yet, while some of us fail to make a mark, most of us do hit the right chords, sail through life, take risks, and reach the finishing line. Well, today I have with me someone who's done all of what I just said, but she's still to reach the finishing line. As she says, her aims are sky high. If you're from Singapore, you might know her. She's a dream catcher, builds on your dreams, tries to make them a reality. She is Shalima Motial, founder and CEO of Dream Catchers Vision Singapore. Hi Shalima.
Hi Himani, thanks for the lovely intro. I love it.
Because I had this really amazing conversation with you when we met last week, so the words just were flowing.
Thanks.
Dream catcher, that's how I know you as. You're the dream catcher. So how many of us have sleepless nights because of you?
Oh, I hope lots and lots of people.
You know, Shalima, when I met you last week, you had a very interesting evolution of yourself. The story that you told me, you know, how you kind of started off in your growing up years. I would love it if you could share that with our listeners. How you founded this company in Singapore. Did you always know what you wanted to do?
Actually, you know what? My life's been a series of coincidences. So, Dream Catchers is not what I really planned on. But said that, nothing in my life actually was according to a plan. So, I've always been this easygoing, happy-go-lucky person. And, you know, I've been following the path I feel the supreme divine power has been creating for me. And now I just need to focus on dream catchers and make my dreams and so many other people's dreams come true.
Seriously, I mean, you've done so many things. So, was it because you were kind of confused and you didn't know in your growing up years, ab main kya karu? What do I do with my life? Or was it what you did, what your friends did? How did you land up doing so many things?
You know, my journey goes back a long way. So, I hope you have enough time to hear it out.
Of course, all my time is yours, Shalima. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll start from the beginning then. You know, I'm from the forces background. My dad's been in the Indian Air Force. So I've had a huge, you know, travel repertoire, so to speak. I have finished my 13-14 years of schooling in 8 different schools. That's the kind of background I've had. So obviously, you know, the way my career also shaped was very different. We moved to Delhi. I wanted to do my grad regular, and then someone came along and said, no, don't waste your time doing just graduation. Why don't you do fashion designing? And my parents said, yes, that sounds like a great idea. And I was like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, don't waste your time. And I was like, okay, I did fashion designing. Oh my God, I struggled and struggled those 2 years of my fashion designing because I didn't know how to draw, and we had to sketch and sketch and sketch. But somehow, you know, by God's grace, everything in my life happens because of God's blessings and because He's guiding my path. I finished that somehow, did my, you know, job as a doctor. That's how I started my career. And then I thought, see myself doing this the rest of my life. You know, and then I thought, I was very fascinated by the forces because my dad was in the Indian Air Force. I said, okay, let me join the Indian Air Force. And I did my postgraduate in English literature just to join the forces. And in between that, you know, someone came along and said, oh, you're so tall, why don't you join the airlines? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So I applied and I got through the first time I applied. And I joined Skyline NEPC as a cabin crew. That was a fabulous experience. That was the first time I moved away from home, you know, roughed it out at Chennai and heat and all of that. But it was fun. And then I came back and I said, okay, enough of flying. Now what do we do? Okay, I'm a people's person. I love meeting people. And without any clue at all, landed up in a PR company. I didn't know. I thought, PR, okay, we just meet up, da-da-da. But it was nothing like that. It was a lot of hard work, you know. And this was the Asia's biggest PR company. And I worked there and I learned all media rounds and how to meet the journalists, how to make press releases. And I was given Virgin Records as a client. So Alisha Chennai, you know, I helped her release Dil Ki Rani. And we did the Lucknow tour, the Chandigarh tour, the Delhi one. And, you know, my picture was flashed along hers in all the newspapers and stuff. So that was a good experience. And then it was getting a bit too much. And I said, okay, I got to do something of my own. And then again, you know, by chance, I would say, I started a placement company. Had nothing to do with my background thus far, but I was like, okay, I've been given this opportunity. It's not like, I've been planning my career so far. So let's take this plunge also. And it was a success.
Right.
Ran it for 3.5 years, had a staff of about 5 to 6 people. And, where people weren't usually taken seriously. When a woman walks in, means business, people do take her seriously. And that's what happened in my case. And by God's grace, I'm hardworking. And that's what always pays off, I think, So that hardworking aspect kept me going. And then I came to Singapore and did clothes business called Shy Ventures for a bit. And then came Dreamcatchers, the biggest dream of my life. In 3 years now. And it's still a struggle. There are lots of ups and downs. But, it's been a fabulous journey so far. And how Dreamcatchers came about is, 3 years back, I wanted to do something to provide a platform for all the upcoming singers, dancers, musicians. And I realized there isn't any one such platform doing that.
Right.
So we launched off with a Love to Dance event, which was an international women's dance competition. We had some 60 women on stage, who participated in 10 different groups from 9 nationalities. So due to, start off with. And then I realized that you can't just keep having events because the shelf life is shorter. That's when the online concept came, that online the shelf life is much longer. So far we've done some 19 contests. We've been doing, NUS for the last 2 years, Singtel and Radio Masti's Mio Masti showcase for the last 3 years. And it's been a fabulous journey so far. We have our own series called Most Wanted Entertainer series, 4 seasons we've done. And now we are launching Crescendo 2014. Which is a nationwide inter-school talent contest, and we believe it's first of its kind. So yeah, it's been great. And I also sort of accepted what came my way, So in that sense, like most of the youths today are very well planned, I guess. This is exactly what I want, and these many years I will be there. I didn't have any such goal.
Okay, so then finally came along Dreamcatchers. And under the Dreamcatchers banner, I would want to tell all the loud thinkers, or everybody who's tuned into Let's Think Aloud right now, that Shalima's coming up with this very interesting concept. Shalima, would you want to tell us what that interesting concept is?
Yes, it's called Crescendo 2014. It's our 19th contest, and it's very unique in the sense it's a nationwide inter-school contest. And it's first of its kind, we believe, because usually inter-school contests are regarding sports or quiz, but not so much with music.
Right.
So we have these different schools that we approach. We've been doing groundwork, and when I say we, I mean Dreamcatchers Vision and Click My Music. So these two companies together are bringing Crescendo 2014 to all schools and students in Singapore. And we've had massive support from Jet Airways. They are our gold sponsors. Sony TV have joined us as our media partners. We are supported by Kids Performing Academy of the Arts. And of course, Let's Think Aloud. Yay.
Fabulous. So what's the concept? So this is an inter-school music competition.
Yes, it's actually a combination of online and offline. So in fact, today, 1st September, we're going to launch it. It's going to be online. So schools are going to submit a video of their students. It could be as many as 20 to 30 videos per school. And it has to be a group of 2 students to maximum of 10. The idea is to get them to come together and bond and band as musicians. So it could be either vocals or a combination of vocals and instruments, or just instruments. We leave that to the school. The language is English. The genre is open. So this is an opportunity we are providing for students to put up their performances online, and then the finalists will be decided. Some 8 bands would be chosen across all schools, and they get to perform in front of an audience on 26 January 2015 at the Esplanade.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so this is like an online and offline, and this provides them a greater visibility. Because all of their students, and their peers and friends can watch them online, and then they can come and cheer them on stage as well.
Fabulous. So every school in Singapore, whether it's a local school or an international school, can participate in this?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's 12 years and above. And we've got a lot of schools on board already. So we want school participation. It's not just students coming forward. We want the schools to be involved, you know. So the schools that we already have on board are Tanglen Trust, Singapore American School, St. Joseph International, OFS, Canadian, Yishun Secondary School, Chinese Girls School. So lots of schools, and we are still getting a lot of inquiries from other schools who still aren't a part of it. You know, how do we come on board? And it's been gathering a lot of interest, and it is a fabulous platform. We also have, you know, the first prize for the winners is a studio recording opportunity.
So fabulous!
Absolutely, and we have Lisan's school. They have come on board as our official recording studio. So imagine a 12-year-old to an 18-year-old getting this, you know, studio recording opportunity, which most musicians in their lifetime get only after about 20, 25. And they have to put in a lot of money and struggle to be able to get that opportunity. And these students will get it in school time, and then, you know, we sell that record on iTunes, and the proceeds of which will go to charity of the school's choice. So a lot of interesting stuff happening, and it's win-win situation for the students and schools, because schools get to provide this platform to all their students.
Very exciting. In fact, I think it's very safe to say that this is an online reality show that you're planning, online reality music show.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we sometimes get a bit immodest and say, oh, we are the American Idol or the Indian Idol online. Our aspiration, that's what we're trying to be. We're trying to be, you know, a Facebook and a LinkedIn of musicians and artists.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we want all the artists to come together under Dreamcatcher's roof and, you know, bond and band together, find their bandmates and put all their works possible and stuff like that. So working hard towards it.
Lovely. You know, Shalima, from the time we've known Dreamcatchers, you've always been promoting talent, and you've always been promoting upcoming raw talent. Right. Where is it that you plan to take Dreamcatchers? Of course, I mean, there's this music show or music competition that you're doing now, which will in the end culminate into something really fabulous at the end of these 4 months. So what next? Where else do you plan to take Dreamcatchers?
See, you know what happens is, how Dreamcatchers came about was when I realized that there isn't enough space for people to showcase their work. Even when they do it on YouTube, YouTube has everything under the sun, right? So there is no place just for artists to hang out. So that's how Dreamcatchers came about. So we're literally trying to bring them out of their drawing room, you know, where they're singing in front of a bunch of relatives or friends, and who are anyways encouraging, right? No matter how you're singing.
Right.
So, a lot of audience which know that, okay, if we come to Dreamcatcher's site, we will see musicians and we will hear, you know, vocalists, and we will hear good music. So we're trying to get them out of that comfort zone and know that they will be heard by so many more people, then they also tend to take it more seriously. So what we're trying to do is provide that platform for them to shine out and then put their skills, and then in the process get noticed, you know, get picked up for a concert or a music album or whatever it is. But the first stepping stone is to get them out of their comfort zone and get them noticed. I'll give you an example. You know, there are a couple of these students in NUS. We've hosted online auditions for NUS for the last 2 years. And even otherwise, you know, we've had this Most Wanted Entertainer series, which is a Dreamcatchers production, for the last 4 seasons. So there are a couple of these NUS students who took part, some of them won, and then, you know, when they got the cash prizes from Dreamcatchers, they came back to us and they said, thank you so much. You know, I was in this university for last 2-3 years, and even my closest friends didn't know that I was a musician. I sang well, and because of you, now I'm getting recognition, and people recognize that, oh, this person's a good musician, and he won the contest and stuff like that. So these are like baby steps. Just getting them noticed and getting them that cash prize, wherein then they can go buy the instruments of their choice or take extra classes to enhance their skills. So these are baby steps that we are trying to take in, you know, inshallah, as many artists' life as possible.
When we spoke last time, when we spoke last week, you told me there is something else in the pipeline, but you do not want to reveal it yet. But just before we kind of close the interview, do you want to give a teaser of what that something might be?
It's a very exciting hardware and software solution establishments in Singapore, which will help them with marketing, you know, and this measurable marketing. So every establishment spends money on, TV ads and radio ads and print ads and all of that, but it's not exactly measurable, right? So I'm bringing to Singapore a tool which can measure the money they are spending and, turn every person that walks into their establishment as their brand ambassador. So which is like a huge deal. It's a proven thing. It's been in India for the last 2 years. They've expanded to Canada, UAE, and now Dreamcatchers is bringing it to Singapore.
Wow, I'm really curious to know what this something is, but as much as I know, I would not want you to reveal it yet, because we will have a very interesting separate interview so that everybody knows what this very exciting thing is all about. Fabulous. Say a school wants to approach you, or say there's a school who's hearing the interview now and wants to be a part of Crescendo.
Yeah, so they just need to write to admin, ADMIN, at dreamcatchersvision.com, or they can call me, Shalima, at 918-55177. We are at their service. We'd love for as many schools as possible to be a part of this initiative.
So the initiative begins today. So if there's any school that's tuned in, if there's any student who would want to be a part, go to your school and tell them right now to contact Dreamcatchers. Am I right? Lovely. Thank you so much, Shalima. It was absolutely wonderful talking to you, like always. And good luck for this venture. Good luck for Crescendo. And good luck for the next upcoming very interesting venture.
Thank you so much, and wish you all the best. This is a fabulous initiative you've started. And I'm already a big fan of Let's Think Aloud. So yes. Tune and listen to every single interview on Let's Think Aloud. It's very interesting. That Himani as always rocks.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. You take care. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.